Hello, this is the Captain back, so welcoming you back to some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Finally got a map that I actually like, or rather, we got my favourite map, Firebase London. You know, of course, the British guy, he likes Firebase London, her. I like the general aesthetic of it being at night, and I like the general flow of it, where it's got the upstairs where you can kind of look down on all of the enemies. But it's not the safest place on the planet. So my general game plan in this is actually going to be trying to cover our escape exits, or at least it's going to be later on. Right now, I'm trying to get a good angle so I can hit this thing with a dark channel like that, and then I'm going to start getting aggressive on it. Because I don't want to get too aggressive on the Collector of Captain, because I'm pretty fragile. You know, I'm an adept, the N7 adept, the first of the N7s that I've managed to unlock, and one that I've always had a bit of a rocky relationship with. You know, there's a part of me that really loves this character because she is incredibly powerful, but at the same time, I really don't like her because she is fragile, and I find Annihilation Field to be rather clunky if you're going to try and min-max with it, you know. Because Annihilation Field primes enemies for detonations, and of course Throw detonates that, right? So if you want to maximize it, you get into range with Annihilation Field, hit them with Throw, sets of a biotic combo, you then get out of range and then back in, it reapplies the Annihilation Field, and then you can hit them with another biotic combo. That sort of stuff is just extremely finicky, so I'm not going to be bothering to do that. I'm just going to be keeping Annihilation Field up so it gives me the increased movement speed that it does, and it does a little bit of damage to enemies that get too close to me, and I can hit them with a biotic combo once they are too close to me. But it also gives off a little visual effect when it affects an enemy, so it can tell me if an enemy has just flanked me, and I'll be able to react to it before it's even on my screen, you know? You'll see it, a little line, there you go, flashing towards an enemy. If that flashes behind me, there's an enemy behind me and I need to GTFO, especially if it's an abomination, or worse, a possessed abomination. Or worse than that, a Praetorian, you know? Or even worse than that, a possessed Praetorian. You know, it's always one step further that's worse. And you'll also see me occasionally using Annihilation Field to kind of deactivate it and then reactivate it. That's just to reset the duration, because it is a duration-based ability, but you can turn it off yourself. It does do a little bit of damage when you do that, but that's not the reason why you would do that, as I'm trying to get in a good position to take cover when activating this, and I just activate it, because buttons! You know? Whatever you have set to sprint, it's also evade, it's also getting cover, and it's also activate the things, and it's also revive. It does all of the things, and it's the best thing on the planet. We've got a Solarian infiltrator doing his work up here, getting some good damage on Praetorians and the stuff down below, but this isn't the safest place on the planet to be. It gives you great vantage point on enemies throughout the map. However, when something like a Praetorian starts to push you, you have to retreat. And if you haven't been covering your escape options, then retreating is going to be very, very difficult. You're going to have to go down the middle, and which is the gap in the railing to the right there. And if you do that and there's a lot of enemies out in the open, you're going to get absolutely shredded. So my game plan in the later waves is going to be just to try and cover our escape route, so that if the upstairs gets compromised, we can run away. You know, we can escape, we can reposition, and we can still take care of the enemies with relative ease. One of the things you'll also be noticing is that I will be using Throw just to get possessed abominations like that away, but I'll also be using it to set off multiple explosions, because when you prime something with, say, Dark Channel, for example, and then you hit them with a Throw and it sets off a fire explosion, that Dark Channel is still primed and ready to detonate. So you can hit them with another Throw, and then this time it will set off the biotic explosion. It doesn't set off all the explosions at once, it does them one at a time. So if you apply something with cryo rounds, for example, and then hit them with an incinerate, if the incinerate doesn't set off the cryo explosion, because it is a flamer, let's go with flamer, because that doesn't set off explosions. So you hit them with cryo rounds, you hit them with a flamer, and then you hit them with a Throw, it'll set off the fire explosion, and then you can hit them with another Throw, and then it'll set off the cryo explosion. And just that, like, stacking up combo primers is one of the reasons why this character is so amazing, because you can hit them with the Dark Channel and then hit them with a throw and it'll set off a biotic explosion, and then you can walk into range with Annihilation Field, it'll set up another explosion, and then you can set that off as well, a different biotic explosion. But because I think because it is biotic explosions, you have to make, it'll only set off the biotic explosion that is primed, if that makes any sense. You can't hit them with a Dark Channel and then walk into range and then set off 2 consecutive biotic explosions. Like you have to detonate the Dark Channel before you get into range, and then you can set off 2 biotic explosions. But you won't be seeing too much of that because these are collectors, and well, Scions are very dangerous to try and get up close to because they have a ridiculous arm cannon, and Praetorians are even more dangerous to get up close to because they will grab you and insta-kill you. So, you know. So, just some killing of enemies, trying to push down this spawn with this human soldier, I believe this is. This guy rocking a human soldier on gold. I love seeing that. You know, people taking some of the more underrated stuff into gold and making it work. Because for the most part, you'll just see like Krogan Warlord Sentinels, you know, the Puggernauts, or the Geth Juggernaut as it's usually referred to as. But you see them so often, they might as well be called Puggernauts. You know? Oh, there you go with a Dark Channel explosion as I GTFO immediately, because I don't want to be anywhere close to a Praetorian unless it's distracted by someone else. Yeah, Krogan Warlord Sentinel, Geth Juggernaut, or the Puggernaut as I like to call it, and the AIU, Alliance Infiltration Unit Infiltrator. What a name. Those things are so ubiquitous in gold, and silver and bronze. They're so common to play with. It gets a little bit obnoxious for me when I play with them. So it's so refreshing to play with something that's just very basic, like a human soldier, and be able to do some serious work with it. As you can see, the Annihilation Field lets me know that there is an enemy right next to me, and I start hitting this guy with some throws just to get him off of the downed guy so I can revive him if it's safe. He's not dead! God damn it! Take care of that Praetorian, though. Jesus. That was a bit chaotic. But that's one of the great things about throw, right? You know, if an enemy's going to execute your teammate, well, you can just get them off of it, right? And now we've got targets. So this could be pretty interesting, because there's a Praetorian who's doing a number on us. These guys are pushing up, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. Hit him with the throw. That throw one-shots them, good lord. When these Praetorians have their bubbles, it's the same with Phantoms. You can't hit them with biotic combos. It just... Biotic abilities just don't seem to work, but once his bubble's gone, I can hit him with some stuff. I did hit him with the Dark Channel, you can see his health slowly ticking down, but for some reason the biotic combo didn't set off. And now I've got 2 Praetorians on my ass, pinning me down, but I am not going to care too much about this. There's my barriers finally coming back, and immediately gone. Where the fuck did that come from? Did that just go through geometry or some shit? What was that? I'm going to hit Swarmer with a throw. Didn't really need to do that. I could have juked it out, but I didn't really want to risk it. This is a pretty powerful position that I'm in right now. I can give them a pretty decent crossfire, but I'm wanting to get closer to the action so that I can hit them with all of the combos and support my teammates and all of that sort of good stuff. As I'm going to try and get up the... Oh, God. Messing with all the working controls, right? We got a new target though, and there is a possessed Seeker Swarm, Seeker Plague, that's what it's called. So I hit that with, was that a throw or was that a Dark Channel? I should have hit it with a Dark Channel because that will be able to kill it before it really becomes too much of a threat, otherwise it's just going to keep chasing us around. I think I hit the target with the, no, there's hitting the target with the Dark Channel, but he just got his bubble back, so I think it negates the Dark Channel. I'm not entirely sure on that, but decided to hit this Praetorian in front of me with Dark Channel before that. There's no ammo in that box, or was there ammo in that box? I'm not too sure. Wow. My throws are doing a lot of damage. There's a few enemies here, though, This is kind of dangerous. Trying to get in cover, messing it up. Retreat back to this desk and reload. That dude gets taken out by a sniper. What was that? Crusader. Is that the shotgun that can, like, cross-map, or is that the Raider? I can never remember. There's a shotgun that has insane accuracy. Like, it has a pistol crosshair, and you can cross-map with it. It's essentially a slug, you know, but I can't remember which one it is. Ooh, get in cover there. And there we go. Alright. This is going pretty well. I haven't gone down yet, and, well, considering I've had a bit of a rocky relationship with this character, the N7 Fury, that's pretty good. So this is where I'm going to start trying to cover our exit. There's 2 possessed abominations spawn right there, and they've got quite the line of sight on me, and I don't really have a good line of sight on them, so I move around to this location, which is a little bit safer. I can eke out just a little bit, do some damage, hit the abomination with the, whatchamacallit, the dark channel. I don't know what that abomination's doing. There we go, get rid of that. But then dark channel kills the possessed abomination, and then I reapply the... Okay, sure, whatever. Apply it to the Scion, get some of those biotic combos going off. I want to get close so I can prime them with the annihilation field, but it's just not quite working out. I'm not too sure how dark channel works when it reapplies to enemies. Like, when it transfers from one enemy to another, can I reset off that biotic combo if I've already set off the biotic combo there? This is me getting fancy with some evades, sort of Ravager style. They do give you enough time to be able to evade stuff with like the Scions and the Ravagers and that sort of stuff. But it is quite dangerous. You really want to stay in cover with that. What am I doing here? How am I not dead? Jesus, that was such a risky revive, but I went for it anyway. Why? I don't know. Oof, that was close. 2 possessed Scions. One of them goes down because we've got a Solarian Infiltrator with an N7 Valiant, and we get hit by a Seeker Swarm, which is really not good for me, because I'm an ability-based character, and as much as this Phalanx is doing some pretty decent damage with the armor-piercing rounds, it's not going to be as much damage as my biotic combos. Especially paired with Dark Channel, just being able to do a little bit of tick damage. Oh, it's really good. That's another thing this character kind of excels at, is just doing damage over time. You know, hit them with the Dark Plague, and hit them with the annihilation field, and that's pretty decent damage over time. So I failed to juke out that Seeker Swarm. Nice one, me. And I'm going to try and hit this Collector Captain. So this soldier ended up going down really early on in the round, and he just auto-rezzed. So I guess it's time for the... At this point it's going to become episodic PSA. Don't auto-res. You need those goddamn Medigels. You know? If you end up using all of your Medigels super early on, and then you're in like wave 10 or 11, and you end up going down and nobody can revive you, you need those Medigels for those instances. Or when you need to make a play where like everybody else is going down and it's just a really bad situation, and you need to get yourself up. Yeah, you need to save it for those instances. I'm not saying that they happen all the time. I'm not saying that you always need to save your Medigels, but I'm just saying you need to be a little bit more conservative than just insta-gelling, you know? Because teammates can get you up. They can save you. Maybe he was about to be executed, because on gold, enemies get really aggressive with their executions, you know? But I don't know. I didn't see what the situation was. As soon as I saw that he was downed, and I went to look at where the hell he was downed at, he was already back up. There we go, getting a kill with the Dark Channel without even being there. That was pretty fancy. But I don't know what it's reapplied to. Got a biotic combo off of that Scion, so maybe it reapplied to that. I don't know. Sort of another biotic combo. He's getting over that piece of cover, so it might have actually been in my best interest to rush him and hit him with Dark Channel and another biotic combo. Maybe. I'm not too sure. Get rid of that collector, because there is a Praetorian, and we really don't need any more units putting pressure on us whilst we're trying to take down a Praetorian. It's one of the worst things, is when a Praetorian is rushing you down and you've got like a collector captain in the back just chipping away at you, making it very difficult to take care of this Praetorian. I should be getting in close with the annihilation field and doing some damage with that. But we got the kill with Dark Channel. Dark Channel is doing some serious work. So I reapply it to the Scion in the foreground, or the background rather. And now he's the last enemy. So this Phalanx, like, I really underestimated this Phalanx. It is about, I think it's level 8 now? So it is pretty decent, and it seems to just be a direct upgrade from the Predator. I never really used the heavy pistols all that much. Like, whenever I would to go to use pistols, it would generally be like the Carnifex or something. Something really heavy that dealt a lot of damage in a single shot, and it wasn't really something as balanced as the good old Phalanx. Or it'd be something crazy like the Acolyte. This guy's going to get downed a number of times, as I was trying to mash the evade button on that first, like after that first hit, but I was staggered by it, so I just, yeah. I'm not sure if shield gating saved me there, or if I just got lucky and it missed. God damn those Praetorians with their goddamn bubble shields. Ooh, that's bad. Can't quite evade through that much geometry as this guy goes. Ooh, both of these guys have gone down. There's something behind me. You saw the Dark Channel effect, but that's just Abomination. I was very concerned with it, but I made trying to pick up those guys a priority, which might have been a serious mistake. See, a fire explosion, know that the biotic is still primed, so I can detonate that as well. That's always good fun. And it got me thinking that with, like, Snap Freeze, because Snap Freeze is both a primer and a detonator. It's a ridiculous ability. So you can hit something with incendiary rounds, and then set it off with, whatchamacallit? Snap Freeze. As I apply the annihilation field to this Praetorian, I'm getting really close. Jesus, that could have been a grab right there if I wasn't careful. Oh, and someone left the mission. I didn't even notice that during the game. And he just walked straight into my grab. Oh, thank you very much. I will absolutely take that, you know? And again, the annihilation field letting me know that there is a bad guy next to me, and I still get hit by that Seeker Plague. Not good. Really, really not good. I should have had my head on a swivel, to be honest, but I tunnel visioned. You know? Tunnel vision straight on that Scion. Really not good. But we got our last enemy now, so we can all run upstairs and focus it. Waiting for the bubble to once again dissipate so I can hit it with a Dark Channel. There you go, Dark Channel. Missiles heading straight for me. Some lasers that are probably going to go through geometry because they like to do that. Set off the biotic explosion, and there you go. Resetting the annihilation field cooldown once the wave starts. Wave 10. Alright, escort. This shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it could be really bad. With collectors, depending on where the drone decides it wants to go, and depending on the spawn of the enemies, it could get really messy. But they seem to have spawned on the far side, and we're kind of heading away from that. Not sure why I didn't pay attention to the Dark Channel letting me know that, hey, there's an enemy right next to me. I'm not Dark Channel, sorry. The annihilation field. I think I'm just going to hit this Praetorian with a Dark Channel, and then I'm just going to leave it be. There we go. Dark Channel, and then that should spread to something else and do some good stuff for me. Oh, that's bad. Thought that guy was going to get taken down. The Solarian... Is that an infiltrator? Yes, it is. Do we have two Solarian infiltrators, or is that the Solarian infiltrator from before? I'm really not paying enough attention to these guys. All I know is that John is the the Master Chief. No, he is the soldier. I'm staying the fuck away from that possessed Praetorian, even though I do have the annihilation field. Again, it's just, I'm scared, man. I'm scared. As much as annihilation field does do a lot of damage, it's not worth getting grabbed by a Praetorian for it. As I did affect it with the annihilation field. Wow, what a jump. I wonder if the geometry, or just the difference in elevation really fucked it there. And now I'm out of ammo. So as much as this thing is powerful, and it does have a decent ammo economy, I just haven't been very careful with it. I've been spamming that trigger with the hipfire because it is a very accurate weapon. I just haven't been focusing on ammo, like trying to pick up ammo when I need to. Alright, last enemy. We're on wave 11, look at that! Are we actually going to be able to get this extraction without going down once? Well, I didn't go down once, anyway. My teammates did, but, you know, there's not really much you could do about that, right? Their gameplay is their own, and, you know, I'm pretty proud of mine, considering, like I said, I have a bit of a rocky relationship with this character. Very powerful, but very fragile, and I find Annihilation Field to be quite clunky, and for a really long time, I never really understood how Dark Channel works. I used to just throw it out and set off biotic explosions with it and not really understand the full potential of it spreading to other enemies. And just being able to do a ridiculous amount of damage to a large group of enemies over a long period of time, admittedly, but you can still get a large group of enemies affected with the Dark Plague. You know, the way I used to play this character was like just run in, balls to the walls, hit things with the annihilation field, and then throw everything. You know, it's really not the smartest way to play this character, and I think that's why I really didn't like her. But I've gotten smarter since then, so, you know, hopefully my gameplay is a little bit better. Oh, no, it's definitely better than it was way back when, but either way. LZ's got 45 seconds left. We're starting to hold out the upstairs as I decide to reset Annihilation Field, because it's probably going to run out before we can get there. Hit the Scion with the Dark Plague, because it will do damage, and if we could get rid of this Scion, it could give us a huge benefit. Ooh, that's not good. Where am I going to run to? I'm going to run down the middle, because our escape route is in a really bad spot, and, you know, we've got, like, fucking 15... Jesus Christ, I'm going to get grabbed. Oh my god. How did I not get grabbed right there? Jesus. We got surrounded up top, and we somehow managed to escape without any of us getting down. Full extraction. What? I'm amazed that actually worked. But hey, that was like a last-ditch attempt, like all or nothing kind of thing. We're all surrounded, and our escape routes just aren't going to work with the amount of time that we have left, so we just bolt, and we got it. What? Oof. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.